Bro, I wish I could fill you in on the politics of it all. My job is to train hard. My job is to punch people's heads in the ring. What you're asking me ain't my job.
That's fair.
That's not my job.
So mentally destroying to try and explain to people who, like, I don't want to be disrespectful to people's intelligence, but it's like you're listening to a geezer on an elliptical trainer, or whatever those cross trainers are called, right? Who, let's be honest, doesn't really have the best track record in.
We know you can't make weight. This is why Conor Benn said this is his last time at 147. My guy is making excuses before he loses. Who says that, bro? This is my last fight at 147. My guy, you gonna go backwards just to get that whooped? Oh my gosh, bro. It's fine, bro. We gonna let him. He's just gonna run into it. That dude. It's sad. Conor is gonna get his beat. Bro.
I just think he's making excuses for it, and I don't think we're gonna see. We're not gonna see nothing special with Conor Benn at 147. I think Garcia flattens them.
And it is part of the process that you go through to prepare yourself for a fight.
Yeah.
So they know what they can and can't do. They won't be exposing themselves to undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation for a fight.
Conor Benn has finally broken his silence following the injury scare that has thrown his highly anticipated fight with Ryan Garcia into serious controversy. And from the moment Benn addressed the situation, his message was clear. He is not ducking Ryan Garcia. He is not looking for a way out. And he has no intention of walking away from the fight. Benn pushed back hard against the accusations surrounding his condition, insisting that the claims being made about
Is focus on doing what I gotta do. And that's why I am where I am, because I just focus on doing me. Forget all the noise, forget all the politics, forget everything else. Focus on being the best fighter I can be and let my team handle the rest.
About him are simply not true. According to Benn, pulling out was never something that crossed his mind. Even if the injury creates problems, he says he is prepared to fight through adversity.
So it's a mental game, and I can't believe these people are actually going to these lengths. It's unbelievably flattering that people in their position, with their power, want to do things like that. But it's a dirty, dirty game, and I'm just shocked at the way it's playing out.
Rather than abandon the showdown. That statement immediately puts the pressure back on Ryan Garcia. Garcia has been openly questioning the circumstances surrounding Benn's injury, and he has made it
his heart is. It's gonna be cool. He gonna be trying to rough me up, do dumb shit like he does, and we're gonna go to work so easy on him. And you guys gonna see my speed, my power, my accuracy, my conditioning. We're gonna be ready for whatever he does. We're gonna take away everything. He's just not as experienced as me. It's true.
Clear that he does not completely believe the explanation coming from Benn's side. From Garcia's perspective, the timing is difficult to ignore. The closer the fight got, the more intense the pressure became, and suddenly Benn was dealing with a medical issue that threatened the entire event. Eddie Hearn has defended Benn, while describing the situation as part of what he considers a dirty mistake.
I know Conor Benn is in Santa Monica having the time of his life. Wildcard West, we know where you at, boy. We know you ain't doing good. We know your sparring ain't what it is. We know you can't make weight. This is why Conor Benn said this is his last time at 147. My guy is making excuses before he loses.
That's crazy to say.
That is crazy to say, bro.
Mental game. Hearn appears frustrated by the way the injury story has been interpreted, particularly before Garcia has even had the opportunity to step inside the ring with Benn. But Garcia isn't backing down. The American has mocked Benn over different aspects of the build-up, including questions surrounding
undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation for a fight. Disappointing, because obviously we want to see Moses move on. Time waits for no man. He's young, but there's a world in front of him. And I think that most people felt, despite the durability of Jermaine Franklin, despite the fact that
weight, sparring, and preparation, Garcia has painted a picture of a fighter who may already be struggling before the opening bell. Benn, however, completely rejects that narrative and insists none of it will stop him from fighting. Ben has also gone on the offensive.
I hear I wasn't here in training last night, so that's strange. He's ill. He can't fight if he's ill. Okay, health has to come first. So you feel
by questioning Garcia's own mentality. He brought up Garcia's performance against Rolando Romero as evidence that his opponent can struggle when the pressure becomes intense. For Ben, the message is simple. He would rather go out on his shield than quit. That exchange
fault. It's nobody's fault. It's what happens. You know, footballers get injured, sportsmen get injured.
Has transformed what was already a tense fight buildup into something much more personal. While Ben and Garcia continue trading accusations, Frank Warren has attempted to remain diplomatic. Rather than becoming heavily involved in the verbal battle, Warren has focused on the practical consequences of the situation, including
for a fight. So they know what they can and can't do. They won't be exposing themselves to undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation,
scheduling possibilities, and financial issues. His measured approach stands in sharp contrast to the emotional atmosphere surrounding the fight. Then came another layer of confusion. Adam Smith's comments added fuel to the debate when he acknowledged that Ben had looked extremely sharp.
Not making certain moves, it's because they know already. They see the future and they see how hard, or maybe, mainly how hard something is. You know? So and so I knew that if I continued, I knew what the future held for me, which was wasn't gonna be good. It wasn't gonna be good.
For suddenly being ruled out, that raised an obvious question among fans. If Ben looked so impressive shortly before the situation developed, what exactly happened afterward? For Garcia and his supporters, that inconsistency is difficult to overlook. Warren has compared the situation to...
He's on his path, and he's looking good.
You think your paths could ever collide?
Eventually, I think anything can happen. So
ordinary injuries that can happen in other sports. But Garcia doesn't see it that way. He believes the circumstances surrounding Ben's withdrawal deserve much greater scrutiny. Johnny Nelson has also criticized the chaos surrounding the entire situation. He believes the growing number of accusations.
That's the problem. Once the headline falls away, then it does. I mean, you know, they're great fights. The Magnificent Seven is a great concept, great title fights on there. However, you know, all the media were concerned, the most, other than local media from where, for example, where Nathan or any of the other boxers come from, where they're focusing on the local hero. Most of the mainstream, including yourselves, any discussions we had, because TalkSport...
Rumors and contradictory claims are damaging the reputation of boxing itself. Instead of focusing on the actual contest, fans are now debating injuries, excuses, medical explanations, and promoter statements. Tim Bradley has offered another perspective, suggesting that experienced fighters can sometimes recognize danger before they are willing to admit it publicly. His comments have inevitably been interpreted by some fans as support for Garcia's suspicions, although that does not necessarily mean Bradley believes Ben is deliberately avoiding the fight. Meanwhile, Daniel Dubois has remained largely focused.
Figure out what's what, because we've not got the information, so we don't know. So you can only make a judgment on what you know, what you've seen. So it's very, very hard. So on the fighter's point of view, the fighter can't have the face on and be all pissed off with people that are just looking, well, you failed 2 drug tests. You can't be pissed off with that. It might very well be, with all their evidence and everything, that, oh, actually, there's a massive fuck up here. And in that case, then there's a massive problem with the testing. But we don't know what the ins and outs are. So it's very hard to say that you know, we should just believe that. And it's with this one as well. I don't know what he's failed for starters. You know, you can fail a drugs test on a Lemsip. You know, I'm not saying he has, but there's things in a Lemsip where you can. Again, you know, I've been like years and years ago. I remember somebody was about to have a Lemsip, and like I don't know if it was Dom or Brendan had to stop him and say, look, you can't have Lemsips. It's like, oh, people don't know you can fail on shit like that.
On his own career rather than becoming involved in the controversy. His calm approach highlights just how much attention the Ben Garcia dispute has attracted across the boxing world. Frank Warren has also acknowledged how dramatically media attention can change when a major fight disappears from a card. Without Ben competing, the entire event suddenly loses much of its momentum, demonstrating just how important the matchup has become. Dave Coldwell has admitted that there is still confusion surrounding the situation. That uncertainty.
Well, they are professionals, and it is part of the process that you go through to prepare yourself for a fight.
Yeah.
So they know what they can and can't do. They won't be exposing themselves to undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation for a fight. Disappointing.
He is becoming one of the biggest problems for Ben's camp, because whenever clear information is unavailable, speculation immediately fills the gap. The same issue has surrounded other commentators, including Liam Goff, whose uncertainty reflects how little definitive information has reached the public. Fans are left trying to piece together fragments of information while rumors continue spreading online. Johnny Nelson has demanded clarity amid the growing number of claims and denials.
There were lots of connotations, Jim, as what we could have done, but the bottom line of all of it was it's a mess, because when you're looking at that type of show, which is all based upon 7 title fights taking place, headed up by...
His frustration reflects a wider feeling among boxing fans. They want facts rather than endless speculation. Eddie Hearn has remained relatively cautious as well, acknowledging the difficulty of the situation without directly engaging every accusation made by Garcia. That restraint has only encouraged more questions from fans who want a straightforward explanation. Spencer Oliver has defended the basic principle behind medical decisions, arguing that fighters should only compete when they are genuinely fit to do so. But Garcia's argument is different. He is not necessarily questioning the medical process itself. He is questioning the timing and circumstances surrounding Ben's injury. And that is ultimately what has made this controversy so explosive. Ryan Garcia.
His heart is. It's gonna be cool. He gonna be trying to rough me up, do dumb shit like he does, and we're gonna go to work so easy on him. And you guys are gonna see my speed, my power, my accuracy, my conditioning. We're gonna be ready for whatever he does. We're gonna take away everything. He's just not as...
Garcia continues to believe that Ben's injury may have provided an escape route at exactly the wrong moment. Ben insists the opposite, claiming that he has never considered quitting and remains determined to make the fight happen. For now, the boxing world is caught between two completely different versions of the same story. One side says this is nothing more than an unfortunate injury and an unfair wave of speculation. The other believes the circumstances raise legitimate questions that still have not been answered. Until Ben returns to training, provides greater clarity on his condition, or ultimately steps into the ring with Garcia, the controversy is unlikely to disappear. One thing is already certain. Ryan Garcia has turned Ben's injury scare into one of the biggest talking points in boxing. And with both fighters refusing to back down, the next chapter could be even more explosive.